Obviously, the rhetoric has been increasing against Iran, and this headline ran in CNN. Exclusive. Secret Service ramped up security after receiving intel of Iranian plot to assassinate Trump. No known connection to shooting. Yeah, no known connection just yet. This is what we term a false flag event. So, if Trump had died, maybe they would have blamed it on Iran. Who knows? But are they actually trying to sell us to the public that Iran was plotting to shoot Trump? And we're supposed to believe that not only did they increase his Secret Service presence, but despite that, despite this real life threat from Iran, the country that they keep telling us that they want us to go die for, they want us to go die on behalf of fighting Iran, rather. But now they're trying to sell to us that the Secret Service got this intel, saw this man on a rooftop for 26 minutes, and just watched his hair swaying in the wind. They just wanted to see what was going to happen. Yeah, trust the experts, guys. Believe this intel. I know it fits like a perfect piece of a puzzle that they have been wanting to go to war with Russia and Iran, and suddenly now they're trying to tell you that there's an excuse. And intel, by the way, if you're looking for disinformation and misinformation, the intel agencies are just dropping these things because false flag events are real. We know that because there once was a president named JFK, and he was told via Operation Northwoods, you can look this up, and you should look this up, okay? Just go to Wikipedia, that the CIA wanted to establish a false flag event back in the 60s because they wanted to go to war with Cuba. So they were going to kill Americans, they were going to stage a fake terror attack, blame it on the Cubans, kill either American troops or American civilians, and they had different options. We should kill them down in Miami, we can kill them down in New York, and then we'll blame it on Cuba, or we could just down a ship or a fighter jet, whatever we want to do, we could down it, and then we'll tell the American people that now we have to go to war with Cuba. That's a real thing that happened. But that brave president, Catholic president, said, no, I will not do this morally to the American people. And then unfortunately, you guys, he was involved in a car accident. And by involved in a car accident, I mean he was accidentally shot by those same agencies who he said no to. So that's just the reality of things. I just want to make sure that you guys know that that is actually happening. That's what's actually going on in our society. And I would just want people to be willing to call it out, to say exactly what it is. We understand what's happening. We understand the risk to Donald Trump's life. You know, yesterday I was talking to you all about how I didn't really know how to feel about J.D. Vance, but I felt optimistic just based on his voting record, and me believing at the time that he had stood up to the military-industrial complex. And I started getting text messages from a lot of my friends who were saying, what are you talking about? He also is beholden, you know, some people were saying he's Peter Thiel's puppet. So basically what it means is that Peter Thiel, that is the billionaire who is definitively Republican, who did fund much of J.D. Vance's career, but they're saying that he is a part of the military-industrial complex. And then I saw a clip of him, and I'm not going to show it because I don't want to take him out of context, but he was definitively talking about Iran at the RNC, speaking to a Fox News host about how to deal with them. Now, I took from the clip that he could have been saying, you know, when Trump dealt with Iran, he attacked Soleimani, and that was it. It did not lead to a broader conflict, and he was also talking about the Abraham Accords. But just in my opinion, I just would like to know if it's possible, and let me know if I'm crazy. Hear me out. This is an idea, but you can tell me if I'm crazy. Could we just not bomb the Middle East? Could we just, America, could we just stop bombing the Middle East and stop selling to us that we're doing this for peace and prosperity and freedom? We've been bombing the Middle East for, like, I don't know, decades. Okay? It's not freer. We're not more prosperous. We're not safer. Nobody's buying this rhetoric anymore. I mean, seriously, how many people in the Middle East have to die for Americans to wake up and realize that we are up to no good? How many people, how many bombs have to be dropped in Syria for the American people to wake up and recognize this is not about making us freer or more safe? There is something operating just beneath the surface called the military-industrial complex, and what their initiatives are not aligned with the American people's interests. And so any person who does not have the spine or the backbone to stand up and say, hey, you elect me and I will vote against every measure that makes it so that you have to go to work and we have to spend your dollars overseas until America is fixed. Find me those individuals, because they are so few and far between, because the majority of people in Congress and in Hollywood, from DC to Hollywood, are blackmailed. There is no real power in DC, okay? There are a bunch of spineless, feckless politicians who are all blackmailed, and a bunch of men who are way too puny to stand up and to say things out of fear of not getting lobby dollars. We're pathetic. We are pathetic. We don't produce men like we used to anymore. And of course, there's one or two who pop up. Rand Paul, Thomas Massey. These are the people, the 1, 2, 3, or 4 people that we have in Congress that are actually serving the American interests. And so I don't know. I don't know what to think about J.D. Vance just yet. I am hopeful he is going to develop a spine. I am hopeful that I can trust Tucker Carlson's analysis of J.D. Vance. But at the same time, I am becoming increasingly more cynical. But everybody has got a master somewhere. And for whatever reason, that master is never the American people.